You hear it first as a whisper in the crowd. Someone's phone is buzzing, then another, then yours. The message is spreading faster than wildfire through East Berlin. They're opening the checkpoints. Your hands are shaking as you read it again. November 9th, 1989, 10:47 p.m. You've lived your entire life with that concrete monster dividing your city, your family, your world. Your grandmother is on the other side. You haven't hugged her in 28 years. The last time you saw her, you were 7, waving through barbed wire. She pressed her hand against the fence, and you pressed yours against hers, cold metal between your palms. Now you're standing in your tiny apartment in Prenzlauer Berg, and the impossible is happening. You grab your jacket. The streets outside are already filling with people. Everyone's moving in the same direction, toward Bornholmer Strasse checkpoint, toward the wall. You can feel it in the air. Something is breaking tonight. Not just concrete, everything. The crowd is growing exponentially. Hundreds become thousands. You're shoulder to shoulder with strangers, but everyone feels like family right now. Someone hands you a bottle of champagne. You don't even drink, but tonight you take a swig. It tastes like freedom. Up ahead, you can see the checkpoint barrier. The guards look confused. Terrified even. They're making phone calls, shouting into radios. One of them keeps looking at the growing mass of people and then back at his superior. The crowd is chanting now. Tor auf! Tor auf! Open the gate! Open the gate! The sound is deafening. Your voice joins thousands of others. You've never shouted like this before. In East Germany, you learn to whisper, to keep your head down, but not tonight. Tonight, you're screaming. The barrier is still down, but the crowd isn't stopping. You're being pushed forward by the sheer momentum of bodies. This is it. This is history happening. 10:54 p.m. The guard at the barrier looks at his watch, then at the crowd, then back at his radio. You can see him weighing his options. Shoot into a crowd of thousands? Impossible. Hold the line? The crowd will crush the barrier anyway. You're close enough now to see his face. He's young, maybe your age. He looks scared. Then he does something unexpected. He shrugs. Just a small gesture, but you see it. He turns to his colleague and says something. They both step back. The crowd surges forward. Someone lifts the barrier manually, and just like that, you're through. You're walking across the line that divided your world. The death strip, the no man's land where people were shot for trying to cross. Now you're just walking across it, casually, like it's a normal street. You look down at your feet. East Berlin concrete, West Berlin concrete. They look exactly the same. All these years, and it was just concrete. West Berlin explodes in front of you. The lights are brighter here. You'd forgotten how bright. Neon signs, car headlights, street lamps that actually work. People are running toward you from the other side. West Berliners with tears streaming down their faces, holding flowers, champagne, German flags. A woman grabs you and hugs you. You don't know her. She's sobbing into your shoulder. Welcome home, she keeps saying. Welcome home. But you were always home, weren't you? Someone hands you a piece of the wall. They're chipping away at it with hammers, chisels, bare hands. The sound is everywhere. Metal on concrete crumbling. You take the chunk. It's heavier than you expected. Rough edges, spray paint on one side. This thing that looked so permanent, so indestructible. Now it's just rubble in your hand. You pocket it. One day you'll show it to your grandchildren, and they won't believe you. They won't understand what it meant to live in a divided world. Midnight. You're on top of the wall now. You climbed up with dozens of others, dancing. Actually dancing on the thing that kept you prisoner. Below, the crowd has turned into a massive street party. Someone brought a radio, and David Hasselhoff's Looking for Freedom is blasting. It's cheesy as hell, but right now it's the most beautiful song you've ever heard. You can see the whole city from up here. East Berlin dark and quiet on one side, West Berlin blazing with light on the other. But the line between them is disappearing. People are flooding both directions now. East meeting West. West meeting East. Families reuniting. Friends embracing. Strangers celebrating together. A man next to you is crying while swinging a sledgehammer at the wall. Each hit sounds like a bell ringing. Freedom, freedom, freedom. You grab a hammer, someone passes you. Your first swing sends concrete dust flying. You've never felt more powerful in your life. You're walking deeper into West Berlin now. Everything looks surreal. The shops are closed, but people are giving away free food, free drinks, free everything. A Turkish man hands you a kebab from his late-night stand. For you, my friend. No charge tonight. Tonight, everyone is free. You bite into it, and it's the best thing you've ever tasted. Or maybe everything just tastes better when you're free. You pass a newspaper stand. Tomorrow's headlines are already being printed. The wall is gone, but you don't need to read about it. You're living it. You think about your grandmother again. Tomorrow, you'll go see her. You'll knock on her door in Wedding, and she'll open it, and you'll hug her. Actually hug her. Not wave through wire, not write letters that get censored. Just hug her. The thought makes your eyes water. You've imagined this moment 1,000 times, but you never really believed it would happen. Not in your lifetime. 2 a.m. You're back at the wall, but now you're on the western side, looking east. The perspective is completely different. From here, the graffiti is visible. Bold colors, political statements, art, rebellion. The eastern side was always blank, gray, controlled. But this side was wild, free. You run your hand over a spray-painted message. Change your life. Someone painted that years ago, probably never thinking it would come true. But here you are. Life changed, world changed, everything changed. A group of students is taking photos. They're documenting everything. For history, one of them says, you get in the frame. Why not? You want to remember this face, your face, right now, in this moment. The face of someone who just watched the impossible happen. Tomorrow, you'll wake up and wonder if this was a dream, but the photo won't lie. The concrete dust on your jacket won't lie. The piece of wall in your pocket won't lie. You start walking home, but home feels different now. The streets you've walked your entire life look the same, but they're not. The wall is still standing in most places. It'll take months to tear it all down. But the invisible wall, the one in your mind, the one that told you, you can't go there, you can't do that, you can't be free, that one's already gone. You pass families carrying children who are too young to remember what came before. Lucky kids. They'll grow up in a united Germany. They'll think it's normal to travel freely, to speak freely, to live freely. They won't understand what it meant to be trapped, to live in a cage disguised as a country. You almost envy them, but then again, they'll never know this feeling, this exact moment of transition from captivity to freedom. This is yours. You lived through both worlds. You're the bridge between the before and the after. You carry both inside you now. As dawn breaks, you're sitting on a bench near Checkpoint Charlie, the infamous crossing point where spies were exchanged, where families said goodbye forever, where the Cold War felt most real. It looks almost ridiculous now. The guard booth is empty, nobody manning it. The signs warning, "You are leaving the American sector," seem like relics from another era. And they are. That era ended tonight. You watch the sun rise over a city that's no longer divided. East and West are still technically separate, but not really, not anymore. People are already talking about reunification. It'll never work, some say. Too complicated, too expensive, too much history. But you just watched a wall fall in one night. You watched guards step aside. You watched enemies become friends. If that can happen, anything can happen. The impossible became possible at 10:54 p.m. on November 9th, 1989, and you were there. You witnessed it. Years from now, people will ask you what it was like, and you'll struggle to find words. How do you explain the sound of concrete crumbling, the feeling of stepping across a line that meant death yesterday and means nothing today, the taste of champagne mixed with tears, the weight of history in your hands? You'll try. You'll tell them about the crowd, the chanting, the guards stepping back. You'll show them your piece of the wall, now displayed on your shelf. You'll pull out the photograph from that night, your face caught mid-smile, covered in concrete dust, eyes wild with joy and disbelief. But words will fail, because some moments are too big for language. Some moments, you just have to live. And on November 9th, 1989, you lived through one of the biggest moments in human history, the night the wall fell. The night impossible became I'm possible. The night you witnessed the power of people who refused to be divided anymore. That night changed everything, and you were there.